If you apply to this visa, you are able to bring your spouse or your parents together with you, and they are going to be getting the H4 visa. If you apply to this visa, you are eligible to actually get or apply for a green card. That's the permanent residence in the event. Okay, so I want you to make sure you sit back because I will be walking you through all the steps you need to know about this type of visa, the application process, all the documents required, every information you need to know about this visa right now, because the application process has begun, and this is the time you have to make sure you proceed to the application and don't hesitate to file your application immediately. All the information you need to know about this type of visa is what I am here to share with you in this video. Now first, let's look at all the required documents for you to process this visa application. First thing I would like to share with you is that you cannot apply to this visa if you don't have your first degree. Okay, so the minimum you actually need is your first degree or your master's degree certification or even your doctoral degree certification. Okay, and you also need skill of education or vocational in any area. Okay, but you must make sure you have previous education to be able to actually get into this type of visa in the United States, and also qualify to work in research and development capacity. Okay, there needs to be an enterprise worker category, and employer must adhere to the fact that there are no strike, lockout, or work shutdown in the case of labor dispute. And if the employment has been terminated, the employer have to conform to pay for the return transportation home for the personnel. Okay, so all of these are things that you need to pay attention to, and if you don't pay attention to them, it will be very difficult to actually get into this type of visa. I want you to know that this is just like a DV lottery visa that I made video about last year, which a lot of people actually applied to, and I think the result will be out early May, early April or May, late April or early May. So whenever the result is out, I will actually make a video for you and show you step by step on how you can actually check your result. Okay, so this visa that we are looking at today is actually called the H1B visa, which qualify you to work in the United States. Okay, this is not a school, and this visa is actually one of the top visa that you can actually use to migrate to the United States with your family member. And if you are trying to migrate with your family member, either your spouse, your parent, or whatsoever who is a family member, they are also going to be placed on the H4 visa. Okay, and this will actually make you to be eligible to be able to apply to the green card, which is your permanent residence in the United States. Okay, so we've seen the eligibility requirements, and let's now talk about the required document. If you are going to be submitting your application for the H1B visa, then one of the things you actually need to make sure you properly arrange is your document. Okay, and any mistake in your document can actually lead to refusal of the approval to your H1B visa. A lot of people will apply, and a lot of people will actually make mistake. Maybe you provide multiple information twice, you provide a duplicate information, which is data like data redundancy, you provide wrong information. Okay, so make sure you actually pay attention to have better understanding of what you need to do and at what point. Okay, and you also need to put together some document to finish the registration process. With the following documents, you could get your approval, and you are sure that you'll be migrating directly to the United States, and it's going to permit you to work in the United States. Okay, those people who are looking to actually get the H1B visa needs to pay attention to documentation, because I always say it, anything you are trying to apply to, be it application to a school, application to a job offer abroad, then you need to make sure that you pay proper attention to the documentation and the documents required for any of this offer. First thing you will need is the appointment letter from an employee in the United States. So I will show you, I will also talk about how you can actually get this, because all of these are information that is available readily on the H1B visa portal, and you must have a valid passport, that's your international passport. You also need to make sure you create your CV in a well format method or formal layout, so that it's portray your experience. Okay, the H1B visa approval notice is also one of the things you actually need to get together, and also copy of the letter to the Department of Justice. Okay, so all of these are information that we are going to be looking at on the official website, and also appointment schedule letter. You need your bank statement at least for 3 months, okay, and also copy of the letter. Then you need the I-94 form, which is one of the form that you also need to uh, compile for your application, okay, and also current visa copy if you are already in the United States, and DS-160 barcode confirmation, then copy of your passport. Okay, so all of these are things that you actually need to put together to be able to successfully be an applicant to the H1B visa, which is opening now, and also the H4 visa for the dependent, which is either your spouse or your parent. Okay, so one thing you also need to pay attention to is the registration procedure. First, you actually need all the candidates needs to go to the official portal, and I will show you how you can actually do this. There are three type of user on the portal, and if you select the wrong user type, your application will be forfeited. Okay, then you need to discover the H1B visa registration window. Okay, so which we are going to be talking about very soon. At any point, if you find this video useful, make sure you click on that like button, share this with your friends who might also want to apply to this H1B visa lottery opportunity right now, and also fill out the H1B form with the entire eligibility. Now you have to upload all the documents that we've talked about. Then you want to check the information, double check every information before you actually click on the button that take you to the next step. Okay, so after checking all of these, then you need to now click on the submit button to finish all this procedure. Okay, your H1B visa registration will now be completed at this stage. This is why I have to take you through the eligibility requirement first, then also share with you the required documents, then now look at the registration process. Okay, so if you scroll down to this step, you are going to actually see that the application guideline link is actually here. But one thing I also want you to pay attention to is that the registration fee is actually $10. Okay, and if you are finding it difficult to actually pay this fee, you can actually reach out to me. I can help you pay this maybe with 5% or 2% or any percent, depending on what agreement we come together with. Okay, so just make sure that you actually try your best to make sure that you pay the fee yourself. So if you are not able to pay it yourself, then I will have to add maybe some fee for you to be able to help you with the process. Okay, so H1B visa selection is also one of the things that a lot of people actually want to understand how it works. Okay, and if you look at this section, I've actually break down in 4 steps. Here, the lottery is carried out for all the registration registrant to pick the candidate for a total of 65,000 visa. And if you come to the top right here, you have this table here that says 65,000 annual H1B visa cap. Okay, additional 20,000 for master cap, and this is actually a visa that can help you stay in the United States to up to 3 years and can be extended to up to 6 years. Okay, and this type of visa is actually work visa, so this is not a job visa. This is not a study visa. Actually, is a work visa. Okay, and you know this is a lottery, so the selection rate is very volatile, so it's very low. So one thing that can help you with the selection and the assurance process is actually making sure you use the right documents. Okay, so if you are good with this, then the next thing you actually want to do is to actually go ahead to start your application. Okay, so if you look at this section here, the registration is going to start by 1st of March for people with special abilities, and for every other person the application is going to open by 6th of March. Okay, and if you come back right here, you are going to see all the steps. The 1st of March is for people with special ability, and also H1B registration will end by 20th. This is one of the reasons I'm making this video for you, so that you can try as much as you can to be able to actually start compiling all your documents in a way that will be easy for you to be able to unpick them. Okay, so after the registration ends, then the next thing is to notify decided registrants about the next steps of action, and the application primarily based on registration at some point in the initial stage. Okay, then the cap selection in the second round will then begin in 2nd of August. Okay, so this is everything you actually need to know about H1B and the H4 visa for the dependent as well. This is going to be a 3 years option and can be extended to 6 years so that you can apply for your green card in the United States. A lot of people will actually not be able to apply into professional jobs, but also some kind of job that can help you to sustain yourself within a period of time before you actually gain your grant to be able to get corporate jobs yourself. Okay, so this is one of the things I actually want you to pay attention to. If you get these employers that gives you this corporate job from the beginning, then it is a good one for you actually. Okay, and they are going to notify all the choosing individual to post the applications within 90 days. Okay, and the unselected applicants are kept on the waiting list for the second or third round of the H1B lottery, which means if you are not selected in the first round, you still have the chance of being selected in the second round of application. And if you now come up here, you are going to see the official link, then the application guide link. So if you come to the guide link right here, you are going to see a lot of information right here. And if you scroll down, you are going to see this toggle section here that shows you how to register. Everything you need to know is actually what I've actually showed you. And if you look at it here, it says the initial registration period is going to start by March 6th. Okay, but the one for the special abilities people will actually start by 1st of March. Okay, so please pay attention to that. If you scroll down, step-by-step instruction, everything, you can actually find it there. You can also find some useful videos about each of this process on this particular page, okay, which is the guide page. Then this is what I was actually talking about, the user type. So the first user type is the applicant or the petitioner or the requestor account, okay, which is the like the individual's account, and the second one is the Anthony representative for account. Then the third one is the organization account, which are people that can help other people file the application for this. Okay, so all of these are information that you can actually find here. I'm trying to just summarize everything so that I don't keep reading every information that is on this website for you. And if you go to the required fee, the required fee is actually $10. Okay, so we've talked about that, but if you want more information, make sure you go there, check more information. And also the important dates, I've given you all the important dates you need to know. The H1B registration period open by 6th of March for individuals. Okay, and also March 2nd is the registration going to end, and also the date to notify everyone is actually 31st of March. Okay, so one thing you actually need to know is that you don't need to wait to that deadline. Okay, so most time you have to submit your application maybe 10 days, 20 days before the application deadline, in case you have to quickly make changes to your application in some portal. There are some portal that doesn't allow you to modify anything on your profile. So if you do this, then you are on the safer side of the application process. The registration selection, how it's going to take place, all of those information are things that you can find it. So I'll make sure I drop all the necessary link at the description of this video so that you can actually go there to actually make more research about this process. Then you can actually be one of the lucky person that will be selected for this round of lottery visa to the United States. I hope this is helpful for you to actually make decision if you want to apply to the visa lottery in the United States, which is the H1B work visa in the United States. If you find this video useful, make sure you share with a friend, like this video, drop a comment, let me know the country where you're actually watching from, and if you have any other inquiry, you can actually reach out to me so that we can have a one-on-one section to discuss better. And if you are finding it difficult to actually apply, make sure you go to the FAQ. I think I found an FAQ section where, okay, so this FAQ section, can actually go to their FAQ section to actually read more information right here. So this will be everything I have to share with you in this video, and I hope this is helpful for you to make your decision. Till then, I'm going to catch up with you again. Bye bye.